Have you ever wondered why the kindest people often end up with the most toxic partners? Not once, not twice, but over and over again. At first, it feels like bad luck. You tell yourself, maybe I just met the wrong person, but then it happens again and again. Eventually, you start asking a painful question. Is there something wrong with me? Here's the truth that may surprise you. There is probably nothing wrong with your kindness. The real problem is that kindness, without strong boundaries, becomes visible to the wrong people. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that some people seem incredibly charming when you first meet them? They listen carefully, make you feel special, and act as if they've finally found someone who truly understands them. It feels like destiny, but what if it wasn't? What if they weren't falling in love with you? What if they were studying you? This is where psychology reveals something most people never realize. Toxic people don't usually search for the strongest person in the room. They search for the person who is most willing to overlook red flags, and who is more likely to give someone one more chance than a genuinely kind person. Kind people often believe everyone deserves understanding. Everyone deserves forgiveness. Everyone deserves another opportunity. Those beliefs make them compassionate, but in the hands of the wrong person, those same qualities become predictable. Imagine a fisherman standing beside two lakes. One lake is calm and easy. The other is wild and dangerous. Where do you think he'll cast his net? Human behavior often works the same way. Manipulative people don't always chase love. Sometimes they chase access. Access to someone's patience, someone's empathy, someone's willingness to sacrifice themselves. And here's the painful part. Most kind people don't even notice it's happening. Because while they're busy seeing the good in others, they're ignoring the warning signs hidden in plain sight. This creates a dangerous cycle. The more understanding you become, the more excuses you make. The more excuses you make, the more your boundaries slowly disappear. And once healthy boundaries disappear, something changes in the relationship. Respect quietly begins to disappear with them. But here's the question almost nobody asks. If kindness isn't the real problem, then what exactly are toxic people looking for? The answer is far darker than most people imagine. So what exactly are toxic people looking for? Psychology suggests that many toxic individuals are not searching for an equal partner. They're searching for someone whose needs can be placed behind their own. Someone who struggles to say no. Someone who feels guilty for disappointing others. Someone who mistakes self-sacrifice for love. And this is where a hidden psychological pattern begins to appear. Many kind people learned very early in life that being loved meant being useful. Maybe they were praised for being the good child, the one who never caused trouble, the one who understood everyone else's feelings, the one who stayed quiet when they were hurt. Over time, their brain created a powerful belief. If I give enough, I will be loved. The problem is that toxic people quickly recognize this pattern. Not consciously all the time, but instinctively. They notice who apologizes first, who ignores disrespect, who keeps giving after receiving very little in return. And once they find that person, the relationship often follows a predictable cycle. First comes idealization. They shower you with attention. They make you feel uniquely understood. They seem like everything you've ever wanted. Then comes dependence. Slowly, you begin investing more and more of yourself, your time, your energy, your emotional support. And finally comes the stage that psychologists often call boundary testing. Small acts of disrespect begin to appear. Promises are broken. Your feelings are dismissed. Your needs become less important. At first, the changes are subtle. So subtle that you explain them away. Maybe they're stressed. Maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe I'm overreacting. But every time you ignore a red flag, your brain learns something dangerous. It learns that discomfort should be tolerated. And the toxic person learns something too. They learn how much they can get away with. This is why many kind people stay far longer than they should. Not because they're weak, but because they're hopeful. They keep waiting for the loving version of that person to return. The version they met at the beginning. The version that made them feel special. But here's the painful reality. Sometimes that version was never real. It was only the bait. And understanding this changes everything. Because the opposite of toxic relationships is not becoming cold, selfish, or uncaring. The opposite is learning to combine kindness with boundaries. Kindness says, I care about you. Boundaries say, I also care about myself. And when those two things exist together, something remarkable happens. The people who want to use you begin to lose interest, while the people who genuinely respect you begin to move closer. Because healthy love doesn't require endless sacrifice. Healthy love requires mutual respect. And that may be the most important lesson kind people ever learn.